Um, this is Margaret Ann Windsor, and that's my real name. I was kidnapped in 41 and brought to Moulton, Alabama, where I was given the name of the twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married as Childers. Peggy Dempsey and Carl Dempsey, the twins, were both dead. They were killed by their mother. They were born out of wedlock. And I was dropped off at, I assume at Cortland Air Base. It wasn't that many miles from Moulton, and it had just been built. Now I want to get to um, the Kennedys. Yesterday was John Kennedy when he was shot, assassination, and I listened again and again to the talk radio and the people and how sad and what a horrible day in history that John Kennedy was killed. They took down my father, Edward VIII. They even had him marrying Wallace Simpson, which was a lie, an imposter married Wallace Simpson. My father, King Edward VIII, was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, a school teacher, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. Uh, the Roosevelt, and I've put some of this on prior videos, President Roosevelt met with my Uncle George, who became the illegal George VI. This is my uncle, my father's brother. He became the illegal king. He helped take my father down with nothing but lies. It was a forced abdication, and my father and mother were, I believe, 40 and 45 when I was born in 39. So I guess they didn't think my father would have and mother would have children. Well, I was born in 39, kidnapped in 41. 99 years still put on it to cover up my birthright and the fact that my father was illegally taken down. He wasn't even married to that American spy. Now then, Roosevelt appointed Kennedy ambassador to Great Britain during that time, 1936 until they kicked him out in 1945 or 46. And all you have to do is go back and look at when they took down my father and kidnapped me in 41 at the illegal treaties, and they are illegal, that were signed during that time and later. And then you've got Israel, the Jews settled in Israel again. You got the United Nations that came into power, which really it started out, a lot of them were hostages, the countries. The illegal treaties were signed by George VI, illegal, my uncle, and it allowed the United States to put its bases, military bases, all over Great Britain, everything British. And in essence, look at what's happened to us now. The Americans came as friends, and look what happened. They kidnapped the real monarch. They brought me over here and have tortured me every day of my life. And I wanted to use the part where I came to Roanoke in '86, and I've told this and showed pictures of Roosevelt meeting. It was in a magazine, actually, that an attorney I did get, I guess she was my attorney. She was appointed. I was supposed to have lived in the forest. I mean, they've done everything to me. But she had the book there, and I've put that photo up with my Uncle George meeting with Roosevelt and his wife and mother, and Elizabeth's mother, who is not the Queen Mother, but that's how history has recorded it. So Roosevelt was in that photo, and everybody around here knows it. A lot of people in Huntsville, Alabama, Georgia, Atlanta, where I've lived. And when I found out about my kidnapping, later in '83, I found out the news media knew it when I was kidnapped, actually. It goes back that far, the cover-up. And then I guess what I was going to say about Kennedy yesterday, nobody's told me that how horrible it was that my father was taken down, that changed British history, that I was kidnapped, Victoria II, illegally, and my life has been of hell. I mean, they have done things to me on a daily basis they wouldn't do to the worst criminal. So anyway, I came here to Roanoke in '86, and this is where Flynt came ahead of me. When I was out there at his home, and it was in Bel Air then, on St. Cloud, and he actually showed me the galley proofs, is what they call them then, of the parody uh, of Falwell, Jerry Falwell, that was in Hustler magazine. And then Larry Flynt was sued here in Roanoke. I never knew it was like my itinerary was made out, and I didn't even know it. And also, the last time I saw Flynt, I was out there twice during the campaign in '83 in October. And the last thing he said to me was, well, no, that wasn't the last thing he said to me. About the last, he said there was no room in the inn, I-N-N, and we role played all that night where I came out, gotten there the first time was on the 1st of October, '83, for the campaign, and he was helping me, and he put me in the lily pad room. And the next time I was out there, then they role played that there was no room in the mansion there, and then finally there was. And when I left, he made a statement that there was no room in the inn, I-N-N. And so what I'm trying to say here is, I'm 76, almost 77 years old. Unless there's a miracle, I don't have any life left. It's been total hell. And it won't stop unless there's an intervention to stop what they're doing to me. And I get to tell this before the World Court, of where the media that's controlled by the Rockefellers, my God, the media's right up there, NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, in New York City, Rockefeller, near Rockefeller Plaza. NBC is in Rockefeller Center, I believe, Plaza. And you've got the UN. This just another, it was created when they kidnapped me, after they kidnapped me. And it's just another arm of the Illuminati or New World Order that kidnapped me. Now I want to go back to Roosevelt. I usually have pictures and things here, but I've put them on every YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. The mayor here, Bowers, who's been, I've forgotten 16 years, I believe. I've forgotten how long he's been mayor. But I've only met him once, and I can't really say I met him. And he's done a lot for Roanoke. I don't know what he's done for me or done not. My life's been hell. But he made the statement the other night when all that happened over in France and the shootings and bombings. He made the statement about the refugees being brought here to this country. And he said something about Roosevelt and the internment of the Japanese Americans, because the Japanese and the Americans were at war. And you wouldn't believe the outburst of that from people here in Roanoke, where they've sat by and actually participated in the crimes that happened to me and treated me like garbage, pure garbage. Roosevelt he mentioned Roosevelt then, and I thought, my God, he mentioned it there. I know that's bad, but nobody has mentioned what they're doing to me and have done to me. So I just want to inject this. I wrote about mind control murders back in '75 till April 1st of 80. And Larry Flynt was one that was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the book. And the man was programmed to kill Mr. Flynt's attorney and Mr. Flynt. And I had a letter from the U.S. Attorney, June the 23rd of '79, ongoing investigation, national security involved. And William Harper was the federal district judge there. And he issued the letter signed, it was actually signed by Baker, the assistant. But anyway, that's when I was almost killed again, April the 1st, and on and on with it. But at a point it reached to where that my money was, I was blocked in money or anything, couldn't get jobs. I ended up coming here to Roanoke. I slept on the Appalachian Trail. I froze, I starved, I begged. They made a pauper out of me. And the fact that I'm allergic